All right, all right, all right. How are we doing? I've been I've been missing in action for a while, but we're back. I hope you guys are doing well. Alright, welcome. My name is Andrew Swaby and this is Hybrid Musicians, and in today's session we're going to pick up from where we left off. This is a rerun of our last session just because there were some technical issues with the last video, so we made the decision to redo that session. So what we'll do is we'll, as always, start with our drills. Alright. Make it interesting for you, okay? I hope I'm coming through clear enough. We started out with F sharp, so let's head up there. Then we went to F, and then we went to E. Now we're in the key of C sharp. The scale of C sharp, well, the major scale for C sharp is pay attention to your fingering. Fingering is important because it will dictate how fluent something is. Alright, so for example, if I want to continue this over 2 octaves, if I'm doing a fingering that's conducive to fluency, then it's going to sound a little bit like this, or look a little bit like this. Okay, it's almost as if it's seamless. Alright, the crossover points. Alright, if I was only using 2 fingers, I'm not sure how beneficial that would be. Okay, or with your right hand, messing up. Alright, for every key you want to make sure that you at least know the essential chord families, right? So yeah, of course you have the major, and we're just going to do arpeggios on those chord families. Alright, so this would be the 1 in terms of numbers, right? This would be the 1. Then we have the 2. All right. Then we have the 3. Four. We're going to do that 5 would be the major 5, and that was the major 4 as well. 6. So on the 6th it's usually minor, but of course you can spice things up later on. All right, now the 7th is usually diminished like this, right? But you can opt for playing this as the major 5th, like that, depending on what you're going for. All right. Okay, cool. Sounds good. All right. So, we were looking at in the last session, we looked at it as well, right? So, and the point we were making is that you can use inversions to keep the melody on top. So, for example, if you're playing "It is well," you can literally play that melody with like triads and just regular inversions. So we know that an inversion is simply different ways of playing the same chord, right? So for example, C sharp, this is the root position, right? But if I took this note, which is the first or the root note, and I put it at the top of the triad, So this C sharp becomes here. That becomes my first inversion. So this is my first inversion, or in other words, another way, or the first way of playing the same chord, just in a different order. All right, so let's take the bottom note again, which is in this case the F, and if we put that at the top, all right, we get the same chord, but it's just in a different order. Okay, so this would be the second inversion. So again, we have root, first inversion, second inversion. All right, cool. Now if your chord is something like this, which is your seventh chord, right, you are going to, of course, have more than one inversion, right? So if this is your C major 7th, for example, right, the first inversion is going to be me getting, or let's do it this way, right? If this is C sharp major 7th, my first inversion is going to look like me taking the lowest note and putting it at the top. So I'm going to get that, right? So in this case, the inversions not only it will have more than 2 inversions. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's going to have 3. So you're going to have root, first, second, third. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Cool. So the more notes you have in your chords, the more inversions you'll get. Cool. But going back to my initial point about using inversions to aid with the harmony or with the melody, if I have let's play the, so it is well. All right, you see that? So I'm playing it is well. Cool. This is my melody note, but I can play the first in the root position and then the 5, right, in first inversion, and then F sharp would be my 4th, and I'm playing this in first inversion, and then I'm going to play the 1 in second inversion. So I have Now, quick fun fact: if you were teaching like a group of singers, right, to sing that song, the inversions are what you would teach them. So for example, this would be the soprano note, it is well, all right, and your alto note would be it is well, and your tenor would be it is well, right? And then every note after that would be what each part sings. So it is well with my soul, it is well with my soul, or it is well with my, that would be the alto note, and the tenor would be with my soul. You put all of that together and it's going to sound like playing the chorus. All right, cool. That was just a quick fun fact. All right, but we can delve into that later on in life. But for right now, let's cover what we mentioned earlier. So let's do just using our inversions to keep the melody on top. And then what I'll do is I'll use my left hand, right, to spice things up. So, and this goes back to what we've covered before in terms of playing arpeggios with our left. All right, so of course, there are more things that you can do with that in terms of adding passing chords that aids your leading voices or your leading tones. So for example, alright, here we go now. So I'm going to do things in between. All right, let's be more intentional. All right, so when I'm on the 5, I can do things like that just to embellish that chord. So okay, it's a play on thirds, and then resolve on the same chord, but you're playing, for example, the third note of the chord in the top, and that's it. So let's do it slow. Okay, again. So I'm keeping the pinky down on G. All right, see that? So okay, so I'm just doing that to embellish that chord. All right, and right there, hey, this is more aimed at my intermediate crowd. Okay, for the advanced folks, we'll get to you later on. So instead of just doing that, all right, you can do other things in space of that, and you refer to this as chord substitutions, right? So this is a basic substitution. So instead of going to the 1, you can go to the 3. So this is my 3 chord. Okay, so in my left hand I have F, C sharp, and D sharp, and in my right hand I simply have C sharp major. See that? So that's your chord for your 3. Okay, it's an inversion of C sharp major. Okay, but I'm adding that 9th, that 2nd into it. All right, so okay, so with my soul it is well, right here, and then all right, so I just did in light of keeping the melody, I just did right, but if I wanted to play with my chords, I can walk up to the 4. So can do that. And what was that? That was just me walking up to the 3, to the 4. Okay, so again, first chord, again, first chord, second chord, to the 4. Okay, so again, it's a, but instead of doing that, I'm doing, says you would probably hear it like this. We go 1 2 2 3 4. So it is well. All right. It is well. It is well with my soul. All right. That's probably how you would play it, but you could go. It is well. See that? Okay. Still keeping my melody on top. And once you hit this, there's a so you could still keep the so and here comes our major chord, our major scale. So same thing that we have been practicing in the beginning, right? You can do it for more than warming up. I think that's the point I'm trying to make here. So and 5. Let's do that again. All right, and you can choose where you stop. I would suggest stopping on one of the notes in the scale or in the chord. So, or okay. That's all right. I'm guessing some of these things, which is not good. So we have to do that again, right? All right. So just now I was trying to change up the chords I play for the melody, and ended up fumbling a lot. So let's do that again. All right. So one technique, right? And when you play the wrong note, is to try to use it as a almost like an embellishment for the correct note. So like, for example, I hit this note when I was supposed to hit this, but I hit it and then move up to it. So like a that's what I'm supposed to hit, right? But I did. All right. For the untrained ear, they'll just think that it's something fancy you're trying to do. But in essence, what I did was realize that in listening, because I'm not reading this, but in listening, I realized that I'm just one tone away from the note I hit. So just recover. And then this is how sometimes your chord structures can help you out. The melody is usually within the chords. So for example, that is within the same C sharp chord. So see that? Is almost like if you're not sure of which note it's going to be, but you know that it's a diatonic melody, you can literally play the highest note and then make sure that it's one of the chords in the chord families, and it will almost always not sound incorrect, but at best help you out with accompanying a singer, right? So like right now, this is where I'm going, right? But see that? You would think that was a trick. Nah, I just forgot which note was the highest note. All right, cool. Now there are more chords that you can add to this. All right, so let's say you're playing right. Instead of just keeping it like that, you could go when peace. And we did this before. We're going to the 6. And that's what I would do on the 5. Okay. but I'm keeping the melody in the top. Alright, so like for right here. You can do okay. I'm trying to incorporate the things that we looked at. So that's one of our warm-ups, right? I'm just and by the way, that's how you not only have fun with what you're doing, but also utilize the things that you have been working on. All right. Okay, so let's look at that. So there is something called the turnaround, right? If you are, let's say you're going to end the song, so it is one, you usually go to the 6 with my soul. This is the 6. instead of doing that, you can go five, all right. Cool. So that's a turnaround. When you go to this, it's just another way of getting back into the loop. So instead of going to the one, what's another chord we could play here? Instead of, because this is the 2, right? This is this chord right here. So it's literally that, right? So, something like that. We could play that. So Alright, so that's going to be what we practice with for the next 3 or so minutes before we wrap up. So this is just a turnaround, but I want to get this to be as smooth as I can, okay? Right there. If that even means that I'm going to change fingering or whatever the case is, we're going to isolate and repeat. So okay. All right, there we go. Good. Let's get it fluent. Let's do that. So again. Yeah. All right. So that's where we end it for tonight. Remember, the goal is not to become the best in a day. I think that would be stressing if you tried to become the best in a day. Especially when you're not, at the top of your industry. It would be crazy trying to push yourself to become the best in just one day. We underestimate how much we can get done in a year. If you only look at trying to get to the end in one day, it's probably impossible. But don't underestimate what you can get done in a year if you stay consistent and grow little by little. All right. So the goal is not to become the best in a day, but to become a little bit better every time you play. And hey, every time you play, just make sure you pray. You get it? All right, cool. With that being said, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Peace.